Hi, my name is Brian Vesnoris and we're here with Grandma Ann's, and today we're going to show you how to make cassava cake. Cassava cake is made from the root vegetable yucca. Yucca, or it's called cassava, and this can be found in your local grocer. It's a pretty cheap vegetable to get. All I did was peel it, chop it up, put it in a bowl here, so I've got about 3.5 pounds of that, so that's what we're going to need for this recipe. The other items you're going to need for this recipe are 2 coconuts, which if you've seen our other video, you can use that to remove the meat from the coconut. So I've got that already, and I took the fiber off of it. So we're going to grate that here in a few seconds. The other thing I have here is 2 eggs, some sugar, 3 tablespoons of sugar, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 3 tablespoons of butter. The other thing I do have is 2 14-ounce cans of sweetened condensed milk. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to prepare fresh coconut milk and coconut cream. The coconut milk is going to be for the cassava cake. Coconut cream is going to be for the topping. So we're going to make 1 cup of coconut cream. The first thing we're going to do is going to grate the coconut, and I'll show you how to do that here in a little bit. So we're going to use the meat from 2 coconuts here. I'm going to use Grandma Ann's grater to grate it down, and we're going to use this to make coconut cream and coconut milk. So we finished grating the coconut. I'm going to use the coconut meat from 2 coconuts here. I'm going to put this into our trusty little nut bag from rawsomecreations.com. Flip this over. Okay, so I've poured half a cup of water onto the coconut, freshly grated coconut. What we're going to do is we're going to squeeze out all this coconut and make our first batch of coconut cream. And the yield on this should be about 1 cup. So that'll be our first squeeze, and that'll be for what's called the coconut cream. We're going to set that aside. That's going to be the topping for our cassava cake. That should yield about 1 cup. Perfect, 1 cup. So now that we've done our first squeeze, that was for the coconut cream. The second one's going to be for the coconut milk. We're going to use almost 2 cups of water here. We're going to use the same grated coconut we just used for the first squeeze. So we're just, again, going to pour this all over the coconut. And all we're looking to do is get 2 cups of coconut milk. Okay, so we just finished making coconut cream, 1 cup, and we finished making coconut milk, 2 cups. So now we're going to use Grandma Ann's grater to grate 3.5 pounds of cassava. We want to have about 4 cups of freshly grated cassava for this recipe. We're going to take that freshly grated cassava, we're going to squeeze some of the juice out of that, and we're going to use this for our cassava cake. Okay, we finished grating 3.5 pounds of cassava. We're now going to use our nut bag again here. We're going to drain out just a little bit of the juice that comes out of the freshly grated cassava. Do not use this juice that's coming out of here. So now we're ready to make the batter for the cassava cake. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in our 2 eggs scrambled. We're going to put in our 3 tablespoons of sugar, our 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 3 tablespoons of melted butter. And then I'm going to throw in a whole 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk. Okay, so the last thing we're going to add is our fresh coconut milk. And then we're going to whisk this all together here. And just like when you're baking a cake, when you're adding flour, you add flour slowly. We're going to do the same thing here with the cassava. Traditionally, this dish is prepared with grated cheese. Today we're going to substitute with our freshly grated coconut, thanks to Grandma Ann's. Okay, so we're all done making the cassava cake batter. I preheated the oven to 375 degrees. I prepared a pie tin lined with some baking sheets. And we're just going to pour this batter right in here. You can see it looks somewhat like oatmeal-y, almost like porridge. We're just going to put this right into the oven here. And we're going to let that bake for about 40 minutes. Okay, so while that's cooking in the oven, we're going to prepare the topping for the cassava cake. So what you're going to need is 2 egg yolks, 14-ounce can of condensed milk, the coconut, 1 cup coconut cream we got from before, and the lemon zest, about a teaspoon, a tablespoon. Okay, so we're going to mix all these ingredients together. 2 egg yolks, we're going to mix 14-ounce can of condensed milk. Next we're going to put in the coconut cream we made with Grandma Ann's grater. And we're also going to add the lime zest. So we're going to mix this all together, and then we're going to put it on the stove for about 20 minutes to let it thicken, and we're going to put that on top after we cook our cassava cake. Okay, it's been 40 minutes. Our cassava cake is done cooking. So the next step is we're going to put the topping on top. So we've been letting this get thickened for about 20 minutes. So it's all ready to go, and all we're going to do is just pour this right on top of the cassava cake and then let that spread around evenly. And what we're going to do is we're going to put the oven on broil for about 15 minutes. And you want to keep a good eye on this to make sure it doesn't burn, because it can go quickly. But we just want to toast the top of this real quick for about 15 minutes. We finished taking the cassava cake out of the oven. We've allowed it to cool for about 3 hours. And what you can see here is we put the topping on there and we allowed it to broil for about 20 minutes. So it kind of cooks the top and gives a nice marbling effect here. And with that, you're going to leave yourself with a pretty dense, thick cake, and it's absolutely fabulous. This one came out perfect. If you want to check out some of our other videos on how to get the meat out of a coconut, how to grate coconuts, Grandma Ann's machine is perfect for that. Also how to grate yucca or cassava, machine is perfect for that as well. So you can check out our other videos, like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we thank you for watching.